What you're about to hear may be shocking, so just hold on to your butts and be ready. Fortnite is now an Olympic sport. I'm not joking, you can go to the Olympic website here and you can see Olympic esports series featuring Fortnite. Is going to be a part of their Olympic esports series 2023. And this news just came out this morning as I'm recording this like an hour ago, so it's hot off the press. I'm one of the first people getting the scoop on this thing. Now, I should probably explain to you what this means. This doesn't mean they're going to be playing Fortnite in between breaks from like skiing, snowboarding, and ice skating in the Olympics. That's not going to be happening. It's their own separate little sub-Olympics just for esports. It's going to be joining 9 other sports that they've already thrown into the esports thing, and those 9 sports are archery, tic-tac-bow, baseball, WBSC Baseball Power Pros, chess, chess.com, cycling with Zwift, dance sport, Just Dance, motorsport, Gran Turismo 7, sailing, virtual regatta, taekwondo, virtual taekwondo, tennis clash. I'm pretty sure that's a mobile game. And then that is it. And it's taking place in Singapore's Suntec Center. And I've seen a bunch of people getting their nuts all twisted up about this situation, saying that esports has no place in the Olympics, acting like it's blasphemous, spitting in the face in the image of the Olympics to put esports, video games, as an actual sport alongside other sports. Like, what do they even do in the Olympics? I don't watch the Olympics. I know there's basketball. There's like gymnastics, ice skating, figure skating, whatever you call it. Anyways, the point they're making is that they're saying video games, since they associate that with fat slobs who don't get off the couch, they're saying it doesn't belong with Olympic athletes who actually just put their whole life and dedicate their whole life for this one sport. And to that, I say it's a completely wrong way to look at it. Video games has a huge stake in just the world at this point. Pretty much everybody knows what video games are, and they've probably played them in their life before. And people who take esports seriously as a profession, they do dedicate their entire lives. Their whole world revolves around playing that one specific game. So it's not all that different, really, from the Olympics. Yes, the Olympic sports are more physically demanding, but video games, while not being physically demanding, they are mentally demanding. They require a lot of hand-eye coordination, a lot of thinking. They're obviously not as good for you or healthy as these other sports and training for those sports, but still, it's a skill in and of its own right. And it's also something that is proven to be very beneficial in terms of entertainment value. People love watching professional sports, and I think this little subcategory of the Olympics, that being the esports Olympics, is just a great idea, if not from anything but like a marketing and money-making standpoint from the Olympic team. But to get back on topic and talk about Fortnite becoming an Olympic sport, I kind of went off on a wacky little rant there. I apologize. But the main reason I'm talking about this, I wouldn't be talking about it if it was just Fortnite being put in there, little battle royale action, and that was it. But the way they're going about it was so silly to me that I just had to talk about it, because what they're doing, it's not going to be a battle royale style. You're not just going to drop in, loot up, be the last to survive, and become the Olympic champion. The way they're doing it is it's going to be just Fortnite target practice. They're going to be treating it like it's actually archery or something, but in Fortnite. So you're going to be competing, shooting targets as the Olympic sport in Fortnite. They're taking pretty much the whole point of Fortnite, which is like building, especially since those little kids went crazy and started building entire World Trade Centers in a matter of 2 seconds. And they're kind of just getting rid of that for the Olympic side of this game. Because how it's going to work is that it's an invitational event, and it will involve 12 players from the Fortnite Champion Series, and it will feature a special International Shooting Sport Federation island created in Fortnite, which will be designed to reflect sport shooting competition. Players will be tested on their target aiming accuracy, just as sport shooters would in competition. So how I imagine this is like they're comparing it to skeet shooting almost, where you'll just like throw a little disc in the air and go, pooh! Something like that. But that also brings in a good little argument about, what about the difference between keyboard and mouse and controller? Because controller players, they do get a bit of what you like to call aim assist, which, regardless of your stance on aim assist, whether you think it's a good invention or a terrible invention brought by Satan to Earth, the fact remains there is a difference between keyboard and mouse and controller. With a keyboard and mouse, you can be pinpoint accurate. You can tune it, have it exactly how you want, and it's all just raw aiming abilities. But with a controller, you don't have that same capability. You can't be as accurate, which is why aim assist exists. It's necessary for a controller player to compete with a mouse and keyboard player, but also the fact is still there that it's not just the controller and the person controlling the controller that's doing the aiming. There's some outside forces helping them. So I think that would take the skill down a bit when it comes to an Olympic sport when you're trying to show off raw aiming ability and it's just an aiming competition. So it is going to be interesting to see if they make them like turn off aim assist if they use a controller, or if they separate controller and keyboard and mouse. I don't know how they're going to go about it. They don't really specify. So maybe they're not going to touch it at all and just let you use what you're most comfortable with. But regardless, I just thought that was worth bringing up. But that's pretty much it. I just thought it was very wacky that Fortnite was going to be brought into the Olympics, and they were only going to be doing shooting practice in Fortnite as the Olympic sport. Just kind of dumb to me, to be honest. But if you did want to go see this thing, watch all the 10, I think it's 10 esport events that are there now, including the Fortnite thing. It's going to be happening in Singapore. If you want to take a trip down to Singapore on June 23rd through the 25th, tickets are 10 to 15 bucks. Have at it. You won't see me there because I don't have a passport and I'm also a convicted felon. No, I'm not. I'm not even going to joke about that. I was going to say I can't leave the country because I'm not a felon. I have a clean, squeaky clean criminal history. I haven't even lied to anybody, stolen a pen, nothing like that. I'm a saint. Best human to ever live. If I was in Miss Puff's boating class, I would have the most good noodle stars out of anybody, SpongeBob included. That's how good of a boy I am.